Let me tell you about the amazing capacity you have within your own mind. Your mind is known as your magic lamp that can get you out of any situation. If you feel stuck, if you feel like you can't move, if you feel hopeless, then you can use your mind to get you out. This is perfectly illustrated in Aladdin and the Magic Lamp. And you probably know the story already. But if you don't, then check out the movie, Aladdin, just the regular one by Disney. Aladdin is all of us. He comes from no background and he's poor. He has nothing to his name. He has to go around stealing food because he has nowhere to get his food. And he longs for much more. And in the movie, he actually sings a song where he's wanting so much more for himself. So this is the story of all of us. We all have natural desires. We may feel stuck. We may feel like we want more for our lives. And this is natural for all of us. So as we want more in our life, we can either feel completely stuck, as in there's no way that we can get to the thing we want, or find a way to do it. But it depends on how your mind is wired. If your mind is completely stuck and focused on the walls closing in, and you feel like there's no way out, then there will be no way out. But this is when Aladdin finds the lamp and actually helps himself to get somewhere in his life. So as we develop our mentality, maybe we've opened it up a little bit. The lamp is within all of us. A lamp symbolizes our mind itself, and this is because a lamp illumines, and light represents consciousness. So the more light that you have, the more consciously aware you are. The more easily you can manifest what you want in your life. The lamp is also where the genie dwells. This is your subconscious mind, and Aladdin is the part of your mind, your conscious mind, where you put things into action. Aladdin must rub the lamp in order for the lamp to work, in order for the genie to come out. And this is done by rubbing. If you see my previous videos about the mind and sexuality, you will understand that the conscious mind and your subconscious mind are two different parts. Your conscious mind is masculine and your subconscious is feminine. When they come together and copulate, then they can create together, being masculine and feminine. This is the creative principle. Rubbing can be compared to as sexual stimulation. And in the mind, this sexual stimulation is just using your conscious mind or springing it forth into action, thinking about something. And since the lamp is your mind, there must be oil within the lamp for the light to burn. So you need some fuel, you need a desire, and this is where that comes in. The desire is your fuel. It is that thing that gets you going, because without desire, you would have nothing to want to do. You would just feel content and happy where you are. But many times, this is not the case, because desires well up inside of us and grow. And then they continue to expand and grow as we continue on with our life. So we can either try to suppress our desires or try to fulfill them in some kind of way. And this is just the way it goes. Now in the movie, Aladdin finds the genie. And now he goes on to try to make himself a prince. In the process, he loses the lamp to Jafar, who is a sorcerer. Jafar represents doubts, fears, misbeliefs, and so he loses the lamp. And this is what makes us lose this ability as well. We look around and we see the walls closing in. We see our physical reality and say, well, there's no way out. There's no way I can possibly make it. So our fears and our doubts just keep us stuck where we are. And then we lose the capacity to want to create or even continue moving forward with whatever our desire is. And then at the end of the movie, Aladdin actually sets the genie free. This is the secret. This is knowing that within you is everything. You don't need an external thing. You don't need something outside of you to fulfill your desires. It was all within Aladdin already. He was trying to become a prince, and he wished for himself to be a prince, but only got exposed by Jafar. And then he realized he wasn't a prince, and then the princess didn't even like him being somebody he was pretending to be. He was being fake. So Aladdin ends up with the princess at the end of the movie. And so this tells you that the princess liked him for who he was. So the reason we have such a difficult time sometimes with manifestation is we either focus too much on our surroundings or we try to fake who we are. We cannot beat our mind into submission, or we cannot lie to our own minds, because our mind cannot be tricked. You can get tricked by your mind quicker than you can try to trick your own mind. But you just have to be honest. But many times we focus on the wrong thing. As we try to manifest, many times our thoughts are on, we don't have enough. So whether we're trying to manifest money, a relationship, or health, whatever it may be, as we focus on health, for example, we may focus on the lack of health rather than having health. And rather than thinking from a position of health, we may only think about health or think about the health that we don't have. So as human beings, the reason why it's so difficult to think that we have such incredible ability inside of us, that our mind is a lamp, that we can use it to manifest, that we can use it to create, is because we look around and we're too related to the physical world. And that's completely normal, and that's fine, because we have a physical body with physical senses. So this is naturally the reaction we have. We want to be realistic and say, well, look, I cannot do this because of XYZ. And then we make up reasons as to why we cannot do the things we want to do, whether they're real or they're not, because many times our beliefs go into sabotaging ourselves. It's all about being able to imagine. And that sounds very wishy-washy. It sounds very unrealistic, but that's the point. You have realistic down here, and then you have people who are in the clouds. And this is why you say somebody is airheaded, because they're just in the clouds, they're imagining. And then we can discourage people who are considered airheads because we're saying you're living in the clouds. But essentially, this is what we must do. We must be a little cloudy, a little airheaded, with a little bit of realism in our life. But when it comes to our imagination, it just must be in the clouds, because that is where the realm of imagination is. It's up there. It's in the realm that you cannot see. So it has no bounds. The only bounds it has is the ones that you give it. So it's about expanding what your imagination should be. So as you have your natural desires build up inside of you, recognize that you're not crazy for wanting more for yourself. It's actually something completely natural and something that we all must embrace. We want something more for our lives, and that is completely fine. Many times we try to sabotage ourselves and just try to suppress our desires because we feel like we shouldn't have them. Oh, it's too much to have good health because we should deserve that. Or we feel like we already have enough, so we shouldn't have more. But having desires is just like being hungry. Once you eat, you're going to be hungry again tomorrow. And then you can't live without eating. It'll just keep happening. You must always maintain a feeling of being satiated. And this is where manifestation comes in. And this is where the law of assumption comes in. Because as your desire comes in, you must fulfill that desire that you have and feel satiated. And then as you do this in your imagination, in your own mind during meditation, then it will come to pass in real life. But the point is that you don't try to make it a point so that it can be fulfilled in real life, in the 3D realm, in the physical reality. The point is to do it because it fulfills that desire. You fulfill that desire first in imagination. And this is the reward unto itself. You don't deserve anything because you don't have to earn anything. In reality, you don't deserve anything because everything is already completed. If you can see it and you can feel as though your desire is already fulfilled, then you don't deserve it. You just simply have it. And then there's no feeling of lack. You cannot deserve something that you already have. And this should be the mentality that we all have. And as we unlock our consciousness, then it becomes something completely natural to us. There is no feeling of wanting. There's no feeling of lack. Things simply just are because that's just what it is. You don't need a reason to want to have the things you want in your life. Just allow yourself to freely have them within your own mind. Learn to use your mind. Learn to use your own consciousness. And you do this by stimulating the lamp, by rubbing it. Imagine. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of things going bad. Don't be afraid and say, what if this doesn't happen? Do it for the sake of it feeling good in the moment, because everything happens right now. And this is the reward in unto itself, to feel better than how you currently feel right now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave any comments in the comment section below. Like this video and subscribe for more content like this. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.